Building healthy habits and behaviors are absolutely foundational towards any goal or outcome that you want to achieve. So it's so important that you make each of your actions casting a vote towards the person that you want to become. And this can be with any goal that you have, but specifically with your nutrition, health, weight loss goals. Building healthy habits is foundational to achieving the outcome, because if you're just focusing on the number on the scale, but you're not focusing on your daily choices, behaviors, and habits, you're not focusing on the things that you can actually control and how you're actually going to create an outcome that you can maintain and achieve in the long run. So I wanted to share with you today 5 tips to create habits that stick. And this is a lot of foundational knowledge from James Clear, who is an author of Atomic Habits. And the way he explains this, I think, is so helpful. So definitely check his book out if you have not. But a lot of these principles are from his methods and ideas. Habits are really helping you to gain trust and confidence within yourself. Because when we start to do one thing that feels good and helps us to feel like we're moving towards our goals, we naturally start to do other things in our lives that make us feel better. This happens all the time with my nutrition coaching clients. When they start to make better choices with their nutrition, they start flossing their teeth more often, or they start drinking more water, or they're more consistent with activity, or they're more productive at work, or they're more organized. Like, all these things start to naturally get better and improve in our life as a whole when we focus on one area that we're improving. So my first tip is really to try to change the language around the habit that you're focusing on. So if you're saying, oh, I have to go to the grocery store, I have to eat better, I have to eat more vegetables, and you're really talking to yourself like it's a chore, it's a burden, it's gonna feel like that. It's gonna feel not as great if that's your interpretation of it. But if you say, I get to go to the grocery store and choose the options I want to create better meals for myself to feel my best, that is going to sound a lot more appealing and satisfying, and you're actually more likely to do it and show up for yourself. So just the first thing is really changing your language about who the person is that you want to be. The second one is to make the habit a part of your identity. Your identity is who you perceive yourself to be. So deep down in your core, who is the person that you believe you are? Do you believe that you're the person that can weigh 10 pounds less by taking these steps each day towards that goal? Do you believe that you are the person that is more fit, more healthy? Can you actually visualize yourself doing that? And that's a huge piece that I'm working on with people in the beginning, is creating clarity and a vision around who that person is on a day-to-day basis, the action steps and the habits that they're taking each day to achieve and maintain that result that they've gotten. Number 3 is you want to make it easy. Your habits are the entry point. They're not the outcome or the goal. So that's where we need to start to enter moving towards the goal that we want to achieve. So you have to keep it simple, right? So say, for example, someone came to me and after reviewing their food journal, they're eating out every single day and they're drinking 40 ounces of Pepsi and they're going to bed at midnight and not getting enough sleep. So trying to change all those things at once, and they have a weight loss goal, we'll say. They want to lose, 10 pounds. Changing all those things at once is going to be overwhelming and they're not going to stick with it. It's too much at once, too many things. So you really have to start either with a 2-minute allotment of time or a smaller action step forward. So for example, I would even redirect that behavior and focus on another area that they could adjust. Maybe let's focus on building a better lunch. And while you're making your kids lunch the night before, make yourself a better lunch with some complex carbs and fiber and protein and healthy fats, and really getting your lunch in a better spot. Let's focus there first. And maybe with bedtime, let's try to get to bed 10 minutes earlier than you normally do to get you just a little bit more sleep and start there. that feels like something you actually can do and is a good entry point to make those changes. Number 3, stick to your plan. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be super rigid and uptight. It means that if you say you're going to do something for yourself, actually do it. Like, actually say, I am choosing to respect myself and making this choice. Because if you let life and the day run you, it will. It will take control of your time, and, the kids are sick and schedule changes. Someone said something to you at work that really made you mad. If you're letting all of these aspects affect you and say, oh, I'm just going to go out for lunch because, all these things happened to me, then that's going to continue to derail you because your day is going to take over control if you allow it to. So stick to your plan regardless of what changes. Yes, it's important that you pivot and you adapt and you're flexible, but a fair weather runner isn't going to be successful with running a marathon and training for a marathon if they only run when it's 60 degrees and sunny out, right? Because that's a very limited opportunity that actually happens. And so they're not going to run because they're not going to be able to go running when it's, 40 degrees out or, it's raining or something like that. So you want to make sure that you have a plan that you can actually stick with. Number 5, make it hard to do the things that you want to avoid and easy to do the things that you want to achieve. For example, things that you want to achieve. Let's say that you want to make a healthier choice for lunch and you're going to cut up some vegetables and have them in a clear container, eye level, in your fridge when you open the door. So the first thing is you want to make it obvious. By having a clear container, eye level, in the front of your fridge, it's obvious. It's right there and you're more likely to reach for it. You want to make it attractive. So say that you're actually going to make a meal that you enjoy and add vegetables to it. So make a quesadilla, an omelet, a stir fry, something that you actually like and you're going to enjoy. You want to make it easy because the vegetables are cut up already. It's one less step that you have to take. So you're more likely to actually use the vegetables in the meal because you're already tired, hungry, and you're not going to take the extra step if they weren't ready. So make it easy for yourself. Make it satisfying. So you know that if you choose the vegetables that are sitting there versus the leftover pizza from last night, you're going to feel better. The meal is going to be enjoyable and satisfying, and you're ultimately going to feel better. Versus the other option, so say that, we want to make a better choice for lunch versus having leftover pizza. Not that you can't have pizza, that's not the point, but for example purposes, if you want to make the other option invisible. So maybe put the pizza in the back of the fridge or put it in the fridge in the garage. That way it's not the first thing you see. Make it unattractive. You want to make it harder to do. So if you're going to get the pizza, you have to take the extra step to go outside in the garage and get it. And then you want to make it not really feel good. So you know that if you're going to have the pizza, it may not feel as good. You may get like an energy crash, may feel bloated, versus if you had the better lunch option. So that's the key there. Obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. So just to recap, our 5 tips for creating habits that you can actually stick with is changing your language around how you're viewing this habit. You want to say that you get to do this versus you have to do this. Number 2, make the habit part of your identity. Believe that you are the person that is achieving that result. Visualize who that is. You want to make it, number 3, easy to start. Make the habit your entry point for your goal. Make it easy to start. Stick to the plan. Respect yourself, respect your goals, and despite your day changing, focus on the things you can continue to do even on your worst day. That's why it's so important that the habit you're doing is simple, especially in the beginning, because you're only as strong as your hardest day. Number 5, make it hard to do the things you want to avoid and easy the things that you want to achieve. Simple, right? I know it's simple, but it's not easy. So let me know, what is the one area of opportunity that you are focusing on from these examples to help you move closer towards your goals. I always love hearing from you. Talk to you soon.